Hey there, my name is Max. I'm a filmmaker, and this is my review of the new DZO Arcana Anamorphic lenses. Full disclaimer, DZO did not pay me to do this review. However, this video was made in collaboration with Mediatec, who kindly provided the DZO lenses for testing. If you want to check them out, there's a link in the description. They offer a wide range of filmmaking and audio gear and are based in Cologne, Germany. Plus, they do offer international shipping. I've been buying my gear there for several years now and highly recommend them. So let's start with the basics. The sharpness of these lenses really surprised me. Without directly comparing them to other lenses, I'd say they perform very well, especially considering the price. From my experience, the 75mm feels like the sharpest of the set, while the 32mm is slightly softer. When shooting wide open, you'll notice quite a bit of darkening in the corners, which is typical for anamorphic lenses at t2.1. However, if you stop them down, the vignetting improves and the image becomes more even. I don't think this will matter to a lot of people, but I still wanted to mention it. Let's talk about bokeh. There's a really nice balance here between a smooth look and that classic anamorphic waterfall character. Depending on the situation, I was honestly surprised how clean and smooth they can look. Towards the edges, the bokeh starts to stretch into that typical anamorphic drop shape, while in the center it feels more like a shield, which also matches the vertical opening you can see in the front element. Chromatic aberration is present, but not a lot. In most real-world scenarios you won't notice it much, but if you look closely, especially in the bokeh, you can definitely see that it's there. Focus breathing, it's quite noticeable here. Anamorphic lenses in general tend to have more breathing, and the Arcanas are no exception. Personally, it doesn't bother me too much. Close focus distance is also quite good for anamorphic lenses, which helps a lot to make them more versatile when shooting any kinds of projects. The 32mm is around 0.48 meters or 48 centimeters, which can really create some surreal images. The 45mm maxes out at around 53 centimeters and the 75mm at around 0.78 meters, so 78 centimeters. One thing I really paid attention to while testing the Arcana lenses was consistency across the set. The color rendering, contrast and bokeh are very uniform across all three lenses. The main variation comes in the lens flares. On the 32mm and the 75mm, the flares tend to be warm, ranging from red to orange. On the 45mm, the flares appear cooler, often light blue or slightly cyan. All three lenses take standard 77mm filters, which makes them super easy to use without needing a big matte box setup. Definitely a big plus for me, as most of the time it is too impractical for me to use a large setup with a matte box. The rear element doesn't protrude when focusing, which makes these lenses work great with adapters that use drop-in filters. For example, the ones from Breakthrough Photography. Just in general, these lenses feel very well made. The focus and aperture rings are really smooth and I think they look great, if that's something you also factor in. So, why are these called hybrid anamorphics? The general idea is that they do have a 1.5 times squeeze, so an actual 1.5 times squeeze, but are designed to give you a look that feels much closer to a 2 times squeeze. And this means you get a more stretched look in the out of focus areas, but still remain the benefits of a 1.5 times anamorphic lens. For example, you have more room to play with in post-production and your image isn't stretched as much. If you want to find out how they achieved this, check out DZO's website. I actually shot a small sci-fi piece using these lenses, just myself and one actor, all in a single day in an old workshop. There was no real script. I just wanted to see how these lenses behave when I'm actually using them and work with them, and then give you my feedback afterwards.
Also DZO ist die Marke und Arcana ist das Objektivding. Ja. Und bitte.
Ihr findet das sah gut aus? Dann kauft die DZO Arcana bei Mediatec.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching. What are my negatives? And as always, take this with a grain of salt, but for me, this set doesn't really have any major downsides. I think they are great lenses. They are really sharp, even at T2.1, so wide open. I really like the out of focus areas, so I feel like it's a mix between having a lot of character and then in other shots they look really smooth. maybe you saw the footage, maybe you know what I'm talking about. And I feel like, especially for the price, it's really hard to criticize the imperfections they do have. There were a few situations where I wished I could get a bit closer to the subject or an object, so a slightly shorter minimum focus distance would have been nice. But honestly, that's pretty much it for me. The look and feel is much more premium than I expected, both in terms of build quality and the images these lenses produce. Personally, I would definitely consider buying them once I've saved up the money. And if this was helpful, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. And if you have any further questions, just ask me in the comments and I try to answer as fast as I can. So that's it for me, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye.